This arid land used to be covered with green pasture. Once the lifeline for nearby population and their livestock, this part of Iwaso Nyaro River in eastern Kenya is now completely dried up.
155 of my cattle have died. There are only 6 remaining. Now that the whole herd of cattle is finished, I don't know what to do, to die or to move elsewhere.
With the failure of 4 consecutive rainy seasons, the impact of drought, hunger and disease is not only felt here in Kenya but throughout the Horn of Africa. Across the region, some 24 million people, including nearly 5 million children under 5, are in need of humanitarian aid, up from 20 million earlier this year.
One of our constraints is that in times of emergencies like the one we are experiencing in the Horn, it's the difficulty to capture the real situation and then the real stories of people, which numbers and figures will never tell.
This primary school in Basa, eastern Kenya, has been closed because of a cholera outbreak. 5 Basa villagers have died and more than 80 adults and children have been treated for diarrhea and vomiting. Fatuma's children are suffering from diarrhea and malnutrition. The family's survival now depends on relief food. With the loss of cattle, 3-year-old Sophia no longer has milk to drink. The 20 liters of relief water they get once a week can hardly meet the family of 9's cooking and washing needs.
Women are the most affected. They trek for long distances to look for water. They wake up at 4 in the morning and come back at 6 in the evening when the sun has set, finding their children thirsty and hungry, and they have suffered.
Despite the increasing humanitarian needs, aid agencies like Unicef are faced with funding shortages. By the end of September, Unicef had only received a third of the $189 million the agency appealed for its emergency operations in the Horn of Africa.
It's urgent that we draw lessons, from the past. Preparedness and proactive response, are key here. And it is only in times of non-emergency and in times of stability that we are in a better position to prepare for upcoming crisis. But if you wait until the emergency hits, of course we can always, respond, but the response may not be as adequate as if it was prepared, well in advance.
In Isiolo, Kenya, this is Kunli reporting for UNICEF Television.